Right, I plugged in the microphone. All right, is there sound now? Is there sound now? Can you guys hear me now? All right, can you hear me now? Is there sound? Is there sound? I've now got a microphone. Is there sound? Is there sound? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, give me the hearts. Is that better? You can hear me now? Sorry, guys. See, when people call me, it disrupts the sound for some reason. I think Facebook need to fix that bug. Like right now, if I add somebody to the chat, the sound again will go. Facebook needs to fix that bug. All right, cool. So I don't remember what I was talking about. Fuck me, man. All right, 2017, going to 2018. See what I'm saying? Like these 2 times I actually prepared. Now I've lost all my frame of thought. God damn it. Someone remind me, where was we? Let me go read your comments in case I missed it. I'm going to start complaining about sound. I was talking about MDC. All right, cool. So I'll repeat everything I said about the MDC. I said I'm not against them at all. We had to pick a particular fight, and the particular fight was being held up against the MDC run council because the water that was coming through our taps was actually shit. So that's the only reason why I became against it. Then you have these intellectuals like that Victor Chimuntu character. He runs an organization called Zimbabwe Adzoka. Probably gets a shitload of funding. He's a prick. I mean, as soon as he saw people talking about shitty water because they don't want to feed shitty water to their children, this prick starts to say, oh, it's a coordinated ZANU-PF attack. A coordinated ZANU-PF attack? I mean, how does a coordinated ZANU-PF attack make sense when you attack the council will always point the finger back at local government, which is ZANU-PF, right? He's an actual prick. That Zimbabwe Adzoka clown, his name is Dr. Victor Chimuntu or some shit. He's a dick shit. I've never met such a prick in my life. And I don't want to raise my BP, but you can go and read his comments about how Evan Mawarere must be Lacoste and Fadzaima must be Lacoste and Linda Masarira must be Lacoste because Linda's got 5 kids, she's a widow, and she doesn't want shit water to come out of a fucking tap. It's a very simple fucking request, right? A very, very simple request. He's a prick. He's a real fucking prick. And I think he's obviously, he's one of these MDC diehard cunts. Fuck him. Anyway, anybody who feels that the people, citizens expressing themselves then makes them partisan, I think is a prick. And we don't need those kind of people in our dispensation. I mean, please just die so that we can get rid of you from the gene pool. Because the world does not deserve morons like yourselves. The local government in Harare is not MDC, majority central government is ZANU-PF. Absolutely. So local government is MDC, but the main government, which controls the budget, is ZANU-PF. So when the ZANU-PF guys are withholding money, when John Iscariot Mangujgamariese is stopping payments from going through for quota, then people like Ben Manyeni cannot do their job. Ben Manyeni is not even an executive mayor. So his hands are always tied. This is the problem we have. So we're in a situation where chicken, egg. What comes first, chicken or egg? Does the council want to do something? Oh, no, they can't because the local government is fucking them around. But the local government saying, no, you're fucking around because your wage bill is too high. So it's constantly 2 elephants fighting. When 2 elephants fight, the grass suffers. We don't give a fuck who's in charge. Just fucking make sure that we don't have shit running out of our taps. Now, I tell you what, you people may think I'm joking. We actually were having shit running out of our taps. Actual shit. Now, I don't know what you call it, but if it's sludgy and it's brown and it smells like shit, it's shit. So, and you know what? I'll be 100% honest. As a man who's spoken to Mr. Ben Manyeni many, many times, he's been to my home. I've shot this Flag Thursdays with him with Fadzaima area. He's always been a guy who's willing to speak to the citizens, but he's always the guy who always told us the truth. Like, oh, you know what? I'll tell you the truth. The truth is there's fuck all I can do. I inherited a lot of problems. The 2 million for the soccer team a year and the football team, 7 million being spent on football teams when the country does not have any clean water. It's a madness. You know, when they don't collect rubbish from our doors, even though they come to our houses and debt collect for rates. It's unacceptable. So my last word on that Victor Chimuntu fucking clown is that if you see people you disagree with because they're fighting for a cause, shut the fuck up. And what's your organization about anyway? If you can't stand with the citizens when they're just talking about the fact that they don't want their children, wives, mothers, dads, elderly grandparents to drink shitty water out their taps, you're a real fucking prick. Fuck you. I usually like Zimbabwe Adzoka, but I think his leader's a real bitch of a man. He's a fucking prick. Tell him I said so. Mwanawachera, it's just a bit annoying that some activists like Evan take a one-sided approach to their blame game. Why not blame the ruling party? What do you mean Pastor Evan does not blame the ruling party? He was put in jail for many, many weeks in Chikurubi jail. He has not seen his family for a year because of ZANU PF. Because of directly pointing the finger at ZANU PF, Pastor Evan lost a majority of his. He doesn't remember 2017. His life was hell. That man has been fucked up. He's been brutalized by ZANU PF. So when Manachi Era, another partisan MDC sycophant, talks about, oh, Pastor Evan is pro ZANU, this man's life has been. See, Manachi Era has never been arrested. She's never done any time. She's never been on these streets with us. She just talks cock. You're talking about Pastor Evan doesn't like MDC. Are you kidding me? Go and watch all the 175 videos of Pastor Evan and notice that every time he has talked for about 69 of those, he's purely against ZANU PF. You're such a clown, Manajir. It's a shame that your mother's a Muhera, because she's my sister, my tete. That makes you my Mzukuru. You're a damn Mzukuru. It must be your father's genes. What is your father here? He probably here as a gushungo or something stupid. La cost is like fair, chaipo. Yeah, okay. Why don't you block me if you think I'm Lacoste, man? Such a clown. We're only talking the criminals out in Nangago. Registered voter, but now I'm sure the currency. I don't know what honorable I know they're saying. I don't think it's making sense to me, but anyway, retype it, my brother, with some punctuation, so I see what you're saying. What does the local government act say about councillors? What do they discuss in their plan, whatever? Can they make a public plan? The reason why we were so upset with the councillors, ladies and gentlemen, if the councillors stood with the citizenry, they would have come to the meeting the mayor called to meet the citizens. None of our councillors came. Not the ones from Mebere, not the ones, the only councillor that came was the mayor, and he's a councillor from Mount Pleasant. No one else came. No other councillors came. So that's really, really, really frustrating. Hey, baby. What are you here with? Hey, sorry. Let me get into a lovey-dovey moment. I'm doing a tea time, baby. I did. How you doing, my love?
I'm fine.
Okay.
How are you doing a tea time when you're in SA and then you're coughing as a
Well, I'm glad you're here. All right. What happened? Have you collected the thing?
Yes, I need the car.
Oh, you in the car? Take the keys in the house.
What you mad about?
I'm mad about nothing. Yes, Fanashir, I curse at everyone who disagrees with me because I generally curse about everybody. But, you know, I'm cursing at you because you particularly say that I am Lacoste because I disagree with the fact that the MDC council and the local government are putting shitty water into our taps. There goes the Tea Party Kiki. I told you I'm a multifaceted human being. I like politics. I really love my girl. I really, 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 really love her. So I'm sorry. You're gonna have to accept me for what I am. I'm a nigga that loves and hates at the same time. I'm paradoxic. I never called you Lacoste. It's in your head. Bitch, you said Lacoste is Lacoste. You just said it on the fucking timeline. Are you nuts? Come on, Monajera, man. Are you free to come on live? Let me invite Monajera. Let's hear what she has to say. Let me bring her on live. There she goes. She will reject my request. All revolutions must get the women. We need I agree. Hey, my developed woman is beautiful. She's fucking wonderful. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me, without fail. Without fail. Okay. What are we discussing now? Right. Yeah, that's my. She's infectious. You know, I can't even mad at Monachi, and I feel like giving her a cuddle. Yeah. Hey, this developed woman might kill the revolution, my niggas. One day I might need to actually be so angry that I go to war, and this girl is gonna stop me from doing that. Dr. Kusama half Debele, half Karanga. Dr. Kusana is a good man. I mean, he's like, when I hear him talk, he almost gets my vote every single time. I just think that he won't win. Do I need anything? Hi, you beautiful thing. Hey, mommy, how you doing? I'm okay. Take care of my wife for me. And see, now I just become a teddy bear. It's still confused who to vote for. Guys create like dialogue program where at least we have everything. Wilson. Okay, so let me give you guys an unpopular, a popular assessment of what's going to happen in 2018. Because the Croc has got such a good spin machine around him, and because the Croc now has people like AC Lumumba back in his camp, we have a situation where his PR is going to be a lot better than the previous government, which didn't give a fuck. See, the previous government didn't give a fuck. Okay, this government actually gives a fuck. Make sure you put fuel in the car, babe. Otherwise, you'll be stranded. So the way the public, for example, I was in Gutu, which is my home, my Kumusha rural home. The way the public are perceiving the Croc is that they really, really fucking like him. Okay, now not just because he's from Mashingo and he's a Vitória and he speaks, Karanga or whatever, but they like him because they're seeing superficial changes on the surface, and he takes credit for those changes. So to win the next election as any opposition leader, right? You can no longer. Let's hope AC accounts for the money Zakapa GoFundMe. The money is actually still at GoFundMe. You can, and if you gave, you can get a refund. It's still there. I mean, and so when Wanachira didn't give any money, but she just bitches on behalf of people who did. I mean, anyone who gave AC money, give a fuck. Just give me an angry face if you gave AC money and he hasn't given you an account. Because I know Wanachira didn't give fuck all to AC Lumumba, but she's trying to make. She's the witch who sits next door and tries to account for Ndaraba next door's use of whores. So I got one angry face. Who's the angry face that gave AC Lumumba? 3 angry faces, 4. If you gave AC Lumumba money, if you gave AC Lumumba money and did not account for it, no, you didn't give AC Lumumba money, Monachera. You are lying. Like I told you, you're the chick who sits next door and says, hey, Ningrini. Hey, I want you guys to account for why you got my prostitutes and whiskey at your house. Like, bitch, you don't live here. Fuck off, right? Hey, GoFundMe is a public space. I'll go there right now and check if you gave him money. And if you did, go to GoFundMe right now and claim a refund. And you'll get your refund straight away because the money is still at GoFundMe. Stop it. I gave him money and I'm happy where the money went. Sorry, I'm giving you guys an appraisal on what's happening. What's happening is, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to like me for what I'm about to say, and you can give me angry faces all day. Let me tell you, the Croc is winning 2018 election. That's the situation today. It's the last day of the year. Unless huge transformative moments happen, huge transformative energizing things happen from today onwards, if things remain the same as they are today, the Croc is winning. And not only is the Croc winning, ZANU-PF will win a 70 to 80% majority in parliament. Now, this is not me giving up the fight. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I like at least. No, Monachera. No one has said he is so good. He is not so good. And no, Monachera is going to keep distracting. She's become my new Terror Daphne. She just distracts me. So let me read what she's saying. Considering Mnangagwa is so good, let's hope the electoral reforms come through. We have a free and fair election. You know what? Unfortunately, Monachera, the way it works is this. No government that's in power will reform itself out of power, number one. Number two, we have a situation where even if Mnangagwa agreed to have diaspora vote, we're in a weird situation where public perception has changed because Mugabe has gone. See, Mugabe has rigged our. Okay, let me tell you what Mugabe is. Mugabe is the husband who beat his wife every single day and raped her every single day. That's what Mugabe is. And what Mnangagwa is, he's the drunk new husband who beats her once a week. So then she says he's better than my previous husband. That's the problem we have, where people they've lowered their expectations so much that they are happy for the drunken husband who smells of cigarettes, who beats them just once a month, rather than the husband who went to church who beat them every day. This is the problem we have. It's an analogy. Please, I don't want feminists to come here and start talking shit. Lacoste will win because people like Mumbai, they will win because the way they've taken over opposition discourse, ladies and gentlemen, is by having people like Lumumba back in their fray. I'm telling you now, like there's a time when the opposition had the pick of the litter as far as the best minds, even though some of those minds were controversial. Okay, now some of our comrades, good comrades, smart young men and women, have drunk the Kool-Aid. They're now very happy to go back because they want to participate. Because the best way to yield power is to be close to it and be in the system. So, for example, if you're a young, passionate Zimbabwean who wants to be involved in farming, and you were in the opposition earlier, right now they'll pull you in and say, come and sit on the council for young farmers. And most people will say, shit, I'll sit there because at least I can make decisions. I can be a part of a new dispensation. You know, all these kind of things are happening. So, for example, someone like me with my particular mischievous skill sets, they can say, yo, Kuda, why don't you come to ZBC and bring a bunch of your guys with ZBC and let's revolutionize ZBC. Let's digitalize it. Let's have some great talk shows. Let's have some great series and dramas being shot, and we'll give you $5 million a month to make sure that we have good Zimbabwean content. But then automatically, I then get onto the government salary. I automatically get the government perks, and now I'm in a position where I can actually make effective change. So now I can say, shit, I don't need to do tea time to my 120 people watching. Fuck, I can get 5 million people to watch me, and this is what happens. It happens. So my opinion is this: the way things are today, and I'm going to disclaim it again for the Mwanachi Eras and all those people with low IQs. The way things are today is that the Croc is going to win the presidency, and the Croc's team, who have been working all through Christmas and making sure they're selfing every time they're in the office, have changed a certain perception, and they will probably take about 78 to 80% of parliament. Now, that's very disgusting and very hard for us to stomach and hear, but that's the way things are today. Okay. What about Mount Pleasant? What do you think will turn and swing the margin there? Well, Mount Pleasant, again, we're in a weird situation where the MP who's there is actually going to be challenged in the primaries by a ZANU-PF kid from Ward 7. So we may not be actually fighting Passad in Mount Pleasant in the next 6 months. We may be fighting another candidate. Because remember, Passadi being so young, he's probably been clustered as the G40 cabal. So a lot of these young G40 ex guys, people like Zeleria, and all these other guys, those guys probably will lose their primaries to Crocs, because there's a lot of young Crocs who are coming up the ranks. So this is the problem. So if we are up against a young Croc, and then the Croc comes and does all sorts of cool things in the constituency, then we have a real fight on our hands. Currently with Passadi, I know that he can be beaten. He can be beaten easily. But there's a lot of serious concerns about how things are happening in Zimbabwe right now. So, here's what's happening. Here's what's happening. The way that you stop the Croc from winning, you can no longer say Mugabe must go. You can no longer say ZANU-PF must go. Those mantras are finished. Nobody actually on the streets. People, you and I are engaged, and we talk about this every day. The man on the street does not even understand what parliament looks like. They don't care. They want to get money. They want to get bitches. They want to get high. They want to work. They want to get their money. They want to move around. They want to have nice things, right? So you and I are engaged, but the man on the street right now feels that they have all the change they want. That's what the man on the street right now thinks. Hey, shit. Okay, we got rid of the old nigga. That's dope. So let's get money. So if the Croc is as clever as I think he is, by January, February, you now go to the bank and you'll be able to withdraw your money from the bank. That's what's going to happen. And as soon as that happens, the niggas can now get their money out the banking system. And niggas go in the shops and they can buy CB mayonnaise. And niggas can go out there and buy Johnny Walker Red at $7, $17 again. It's done. It's done for all of us. We're fucked. So the way to win, let me go to the positive side. There's a true way to actually get rid of this old generation. A true way. A true way. And that's to give a vision that is inspirational and exciting. Now, again, I'm going to monopoly of truth. Give me your counter position. I'm willing to listen to any of your deliberations. Give me your counter position. If you feel that right now the man on the street cares, tell me. Let me know why you think they care. I know you as an MDC activist care because you're engaged, but the man on the street isn't. And I'm engaged because I care, but my kids don't care right now because they just think, well, we got rid of Bob, right? So we have to remember that my daughter, who's 15 now, in 2023 is a voter. And right now she's happy. That's the problem. I read your comments come out here because you're the MDC supporter who's out here to always troll me and antagonize me. You've never come on here to be supportive. You just troll me. You come here to troll. So I engage with you so that I don't look like an asshole who doesn't want to engage with his MDC counterparts. So I'll read your comments because it's the fair thing to do. I'm not like you. I don't just read one side of the story. Right? So unless we have a strong opposition, united, that has vision and inspiration, and that excites the population of Zimbabwe, the Croc is winning, right? So until you have an opposition that runs a campaign similar to the Fadaima campaign, where you have a yellow manifesto, bright colors, and actually doing shit on the ground, and people are excited and people are motivated, because the certain part, Ward 7, whatever, people are not, they don't care about the march and stuff because they care more about the yellow campaign versus the ZANU campaign, right? Because there's actually a competition. But on the streets of Zimbabwe right now, there's no other competition, really, Harare Central, we got the Purple campaign with Linda Masarira, and they're going out there trying to bash heads and so forth. So we're in a situation where we need a motivational young campaigns that go out there and actually enthuse a population that's no longer enthusiastic. Okay? Because in elections, there's no second place. You can't say, it's not like the football league where you say, oh shit, we came second in the league, we're good, right? It's winner takes all. That's what's going to happen. And unfortunately, people like MDC were given the opportunity to participate in government, and then they said no. I don't blame them. Last time they were told to participate, Vagaro 10 note per GNU. What about this Be the Change coalition with the Alliance for People's? I can tell you there is no coalition between Be the Change and Alliance People's agenda. There is no such thing as a coalition between Be the Change and the People Alliance. Listen, if APA, I'm going to swear on my girl who I hold dear to my heart, my queen. I'm going to swear on my queen. If APA gets more than 0.1% in the next election, right? And I swear this on my queen, and you know how much I love my girl, right? If they get more than 0.1% in the next election, I will sit down on a toilet, poo in the toilet, get a teaspoon, and eat all my poo. I want you to hold me to account of this. After the election, if they get more than 0.1%, in fact, let me give them better odds, my nigga. If they get more than 0.001%, I will physically eat my own shit. And I'll make sure Chef Bay puts garnish on it. There's no way the Change is going to align themselves with losers. Ironically, Tsvangirai, who so put life in harm's way in the beginning, is now deferring from our freedom. He needs to do the honorable thing. Yes, Tsvangirai must resign. If Tsvangirai resigns and Chamisa takes over leadership, I will personally go and join the MDC today. That's a promise to you, Monajera. If they renew their leadership, I will join the ranks and I'll be your biggest cheerleaders. TC, don't worry, I'll never have to eat my own shit because APA won't, they won't even get the 10 signatures from the 10 provinces. They won't even make it past nomination court. ED is a radical. Yes, well, ED is pretending to be a radical and he's doing a good job pretending to be a radical, so he's going to win. Any other upcoming comments? Thanks, Simba, for your contribution. Nigel, Simba, I don't understand why he does not see the opportunity yet. They continue like they still have agenda to remove Bob. Well, Bob is gone. Bob is gone. So the honorable thing for Chamisa to do is step down. Sorry, Tsvangirai is step down and give it to Chamisa. I said, I promise you, I will join MDC. I will become a card-carrying member and pay my full subscription to MDC. That's from the bottom of my heart. If they don't do that, then they'll continuously have me as a pain in the ass. How about that? MDC, well, look, they might not exist after 2018 the way they're going. Lucy's the truth. The citizens become bold. Something has to give, and Bob had to go. They all would have sunk in the ship. Yes. Seriously, but Kuda, seriously, give him 4 years. But we need an apprenticeship situation. We need a youth in their summer learning the ropes. Yes, Kutiwa, I actually believe that we now need a government in waiting. We need the young people to get together, together. They need to, in the next 2018, because we don't have a lot of time, fight for the seats you want, fight for council. I would love to see a lot more people in council. But not Rasta Masho, but not Pastor E, please fight to get into council so that we learn the political system. We have 5 years after 2018 election to get degrees in political science and get degrees in law. Like I told you guys, I'm actually going to go back to school. I really would like to get into law because I was affected by the law so badly in 2017. I want to understand the law. So I'm going to do a, what's this called? Is it called a block? I'm going to try to do a block whatever, or try and do like a correspondence degree in law so that by 2023, I actually am capable and actually build my capacity up. And also we need to work and get money as young people because these campaigns are really expensive. So to run your own campaign right now, you need to get a good campaign off the ground, you need about $170,000, $180,000 off the bat. Because t-shirts are costing you right now with Forex exchanges and different things, importing all the material, a t-shirt is costing you $8 to print. A cap is costing you damn near $5 to print. A barretta is costing you $3 to sew and then get embroidered. So just even run a campaign, and then material, and then flyers, then designers, then videos. Hey. Running a campaign is expensive. So don't do it willy-nilly. You have to actually have the capacity and the backing. And right now, I can tell you this much. If you ask any of the candidates how their donations are going, after Mugabe left, the donations dried up because the diaspora stopped caring. Why couldn't Mbai Linda all join Be the Change? Mbai could have, but then she decided not to. Sister Linda is running the Together We Can campaign, and we're all very, very close. Tirima face chayo chayo. But I think the yellow campaign was important for Mount Pleasant because the trees all bloom yellow in spring. And the purple campaign was important in Harare Central because the jacarandas are beautiful purple. But definitely speaking, those two independents, those are the two independents I see getting into parliament. There's also the orange campaign running in Chipinge East by a young guy named Notion. And he's running a strong on-the-ground campaign in Chipinge East. I was there for his launch. He's a good young dude. And he's another one, I hope, because he's doing the grassroots door-to-door homeboy thing, Notion. I hope he's going to take Chipinge East. Young girl named Wimbiso Ruafa is looking at Bulawayo South, and she's strong, and I hope she also takes Bulawayo South. But they can't come together now because they don't have the political capacity to actually run a party yet. There's no money, so they're gonna have to be individually run the campaigns. Linda K. Sibbs is in Harare East. Yeah, Linda's got a tough job because she's running against the Deputy Finance Minister, Terence Mukupe. And he has the kind of money to make sure that he whitewashes her. So she's in a lot of trouble out there. I hope that her campaign team are gearing up for the fight of their life because it's going to be an APA situation in that one. It's a mess. Wimbai, I don't know if Wimbai is still running in Bulawayo South. I mean, look, I've been to Bulawayo a lot of times. I've never seen her run. I haven't seen a poster, I haven't seen a flag, I haven't seen a t-shirt. And nobody knows who she is here on the ground. So I don't think she cares, to be honest. She's now married and doing other things with her life. Does anyone know if MDC Constitution allows yeah, I think right now MDC is trying to make he's trying to make Shanghai step down. I think there's actually a play for it. If I play him, as long as you play Naisi Dumba, I don't take you seriously. Well, you know, that's the thing. I'm politically tolerant. You see, I grew up in Australia, England, and New York. So I understand how people can actually be married and be of political affiliations, but still be able to have a burger together and talk about women and talk about chess and have other common interests. You see, idiots like you, what's your name? Terence Chifetete. Sounds like a ghost name as well. Idiots like Terence Chifetete, let me try and add this clown, are non-politically tolerant. So everything is black and white. Either you support Chelsea or Arsenal. We can't work together, then you're a clown. Clown. Reject my call, you coward. You're a fool. Get the fuck off my channel. I don't need idiots. You see, if you feel that you can't engage with me directly, but yet you can throw shots in the comments and I try and add you and then you refuse, fuck you, right? I strongly believe that I can support Arsenal and my girl can support Liverpool and my son can support Chelsea and we can still be a family. I'm not an idiot. I can ideologically have differences with people I still follow. Damn it, man. I'm an atheist and my girl is a committed Christian. The fact that she makes us pray every night doesn't annoy me. I just don't believe in her God. So it doesn't matter to me whether we pray together as long as I get to fuck. I'm just kidding. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Any other comments? Liverpool, you're not good now. You see Lloyd. Lloyd follows losing sides. He's an MDC and a Liverpool supporter. I feel bad for you, like an Arsenal supporter, my nigga. But worse. Add Clive. Yes, Chris, I'm a committed atheist. But people don't like that, so I don't say it in public because 99% of my followership are Christians. My daddy's a pastor of the church, a good man of the cloth. I was a Sunday school teacher once upon a time. I also was a youth leader at my church. I used to be a Christian rapper, for God's sake. I'm not doing that. Dudu's absolutely right. Sure. I'm trying to add you, homie, but Clive, I'm trying to add you, In fact, Clive, I've never been able to add you. I don't know what's going on. Water situation update. Well, because of the noise the citizens made, Reserve Bank has now released the money to buy the 9 water treatment chemicals that are needed so that our water does not come out with shit in it. So we're very, very grateful for all the citizens making so much noise. We're grateful for His Worship Ben Manyanyeni for standing with the citizens, even though we criticized him. I mean, I personally told him to resign and all sorts of bad things, but he took it all in good favor. He's a true, Ben Manyanyeni is a true statesman. I would vote for Ben Manyanyeni as president any day. I would vote for Ben Manyanyeni as president any day. The way he dealt with all of us and our vitriol and our anger on that day, because we literally were coming home from shitty water taps, and he took it within his stride as a statesman, read out a statement and took all our questions, and then hung out afterwards. He talked to everyone who hung out afterwards to talk to him. He spoke to all of us. He spoke to Alinda. He spoke to Pastor E. He spoke to me. He spoke to everybody, and literally asked all our questions, answered all our questions. So we're very, very grateful for Pastor for His Worship Ben Manyanyeni. If that guy runs for president of MDC, I would join MDC straight away. Tawanda, language barrier, Kuda. You man of the people, stop taking afflictions and make us believe in you for the future. Many are youth and elders that are following you. You know what? The Tea Party is about good jest. We talk and we have, you know, we have our moments to curse each other out, but you know, it's not a negativity. Kutandazana se mombe unoza ngotungana mchana buru no mavanga aro chichichi. We're still waiting for the budget chat with Chef Bay. Oh, we didn't have the budget chat? I think we did. You missed it, bro. You missed it. We actually had it in Vic Falls. I'll send you the link. Tawanda Mori. Okay, hit me up in the inbox. I'll send you the link, homie. And nobody drinks humility. Yes, I believe in the Zim, the way that life went. We are moving in the right direction. My Dylan, you're absolutely correct. I think the best thing that's happened to Zimbabwe, ladies and gentlemen, is that the citizens are no longer afraid. At least a large chunk of the citizenry is no longer afraid, and that makes Zimbabwe a much better place. We're now much more ready to step up and shout and say hell no, and that's a wonderful thing. Yeah, Tawanda, honestly, we're not, upon there's no problems. Ben Manyanyeni's hands are tied. I agree, he's a good man. Yes, Ben Manyanyeni's hands are tied. I mean, there's some things that you can blame Ben for, but I think he just got tired of fighting, and he even tweeted yesterday that he's got very difficult counselors. And when he said that, he was literally talking about MDC counselors. He said he's got difficult, like there's lack of political will. I mean, certain things like picking up rubbish, or giving us information about when you're picking up rubbish. You know, there's a lot of things we'd forgive Ben for, as far as his moralness, if he communicated more. So, for example, if we got a schedule of when our rubbish is collected, if we got told, good guys, I'm really sorry, but the water is going to be disgusting for the next 5 days. Please use with caution because we don't have these chemicals because Mangojiga hasn't paid for the chemicals. See, if he communicated better, we'll be more forgiving because we understand he's a good guy fighting our cause. And you know what? By showing up, he actually showed that he was fighting our cause. I was upset with our councillors. They all need to be fired. All of our councillors must be fired because when the citizens cried that our water was shitty and dirty, and the mayor said we are town house, none of our councillors came. Fire your councillors. If you're young in your area, please run for council and get rid of those inept people who are running your council right now because they didn't show up. Liatan, okay, I don't know who this is. What are you saying, darling? Liatan, okay, it's a ghost account. Should I block a ghost account or should I let him keep trolling us? Let me let him keep trolling for the time being. Okay, yeah, I told him to resign. He said that in 8 months he's gone. So we wish him a happy retirement. Hopefully he runs for leadership of MDC because I think he can do well there. Komarin Nai, why is she not running for MP? She's one intelligent girl. Don't count out Maureen yet. I'm sure Maureen will absolutely run for something. If she doesn't, she'll be a very influential member of MDC in the strategy or something. She's actually, Maureen is always going to be a political animal. she may not become a elected one, or she might actually be. She may get proportional representation. I don't know, but one day we will call Maureen Kademaunga Honorable or Maureen Kademaunga, and she may even one day run for presidency. I have that much faith in Machia. She's a smart chick, very smart chick. I love her a bit. Who else? Okay, have I read everyone's comments? Have we talked about enough? Any more things you want us to talk about in 2017 before we shut this feed down? Does anybody want? Bob must endorse the opposition instead. Bob, funny guy. Anybody else who wants to talk before we go? I think we've had a great last tea time. We've spoken about a bunch of stuff. Chicken project. I'm talking about my chicken project. You know I'm talking about chicken project. We ate all our chickens at Christmas. Listen, if you ever want to make money in Zimbabwe, grow chickens 8 weeks before Christmas, and then like 3 days before Christmas, bring out your big plump 2.5 kg birds and charge $10, my nigga. You will make a lot of money. Lloyd, what's up? No, today we're talking about everything. So we're just talking about Grace court case. Grace had never been. She's got immunity. Where's Amrora gone? She's gone. How's your juice diet going? Look at how my juice diet is going. I was 125 kgs. Now I'm 115.5 kgs. I've lost damn near 10 whole kgs by juicing in the morning. And I did like a really intensive detox in the beginning, but then it's now a lot easier. So I just do the juices in the morning. And also sometimes I actually want juice. I like, sometimes I like, so in the afternoon sometimes I have juice as well, and at night I have a good meal. And a good meal doesn't mean I eat a bunch of salads and rice and pasta. No, I'll have a bit of protein, a decent sized steak, you know. I'll have loads of vegetables, and I won't put any like sweet sauces. Like I used to love like barbecue sauces. I don't put any more of that shit on my food. And I've stopped taking sugar in my tea and my coffee. I've stopped drinking soft drinks. I have been drinking a few times this last couple of months. This last month, you know, Mugabe was going and everything, so I drank a lot. But I don't drink every day in that way things. I now drink. Like me and Chef Bacon have a bottle of wine in the house for 2 days now, which is great. Because I used to be a lager. I used to drink a fuckload of whiskey. Hey, I made the whiskey companies rich. Chef Bay is a gem. I love that woman with all my heart. I would die for that woman. So we talked about my weight loss. Hey, Alex, man, hit up Inno. Let's link up. Oh, no, I stopped smoking. The smoking stopped. The smoking had to stop. So that's one thing I didn't know. Yo, Alex, you can leave with us in a couple of days if you want. You can come to the crib. People need their money from banks and jobs. That's all. If President managed to do that, no one will be against him. I agree with you, Lillian. Unless we have a listen. If a Barack Obama starts campaigning in Zimbabwe right now and gives us that a hope and beautiful dream and great speeches and get us fired up, they'll win. But right now we don't have that. We have a frail old man that looks like Mukuyu who lives outside the country being treated for cancer. We're in trouble. Guys, it's been fun. Culture of president getting large crowd to see him off and on airports should be ways to stop. Waste of resources. I think the reason why in all countries presidents have a parting parade and a return parade, it's more ceremonial because the president can die or the president can be hijacked. There's a lot of things that happen. So it's actually a handover, takeover of power, which is why the person who is going to be taking over, normally it's the vice president, takes the president to the plane, because then as soon as the president takes off the ground and leaves Zimbabwean airspace, the new president then takes the helm as president. So it's actually quite a ceremonial thing that happens everywhere in the world. It happens with Barack Obama, it happens with Theresa May, it happens with all political parties because it's what in democracy it's called a transition of power, and it needs to happen. Right. Now we have a poor opposition leader. Yeah, they're very poor. The donor money is gone. Kuda, do you see Chombo getting prison? Johnson and Xavier Kasuguri are never ever going to go into prison because they negotiated, because they were in the blue roofs and Mugabe was in the blue roofs, they negotiated their amnesty. Chombo has to go to jail. He was the Chombo was the Home Affairs Minister when I got really fucked up. And I make sure that whenever I can attend these court cases, I go, because I want that bastard to I want him to face what he made me and my comrades go through. I cannot Gushuru Resego Airport. Well, it looks like a lot of people, because like I said, there's a handover and takeover of power. So the presidential guard has to be there, police force has to be there, the army has to be there, and the vice president has to be there. And when the president leaves airspace, we have initially what we have is an interim president at the time who takes over power. Executive power. That's the thing. This is not just a joke, it's executive power. It's not ceremonial. So you do need that transition. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Happy 2018 for you and your family, Kuda. You certainly gave us the best. I promise you guys that in 2018, we won't stop. Tea time is going to continue. I'll keep you guys updated. When there's nothing to complain about, I won't complain. I'll have juice and kiss my girl and be lovey-dovey on my timeline. Don't like it, unfollow me. When shit pops off, I promise you from the bottom of my heart, I will always be at the front and center of making sure you guys know what's popping. And in 2018, we're going to have to be much more responsible as citizens. We cannot march to support the army to get rid of Bob and not march for clean water. Clean water is more important than getting rid of Bob, believe it or not. So those are the kind of things in the new year that we have to commit to, in that we're going to have to fight the good fight at all fronts. The elephant in the room is Chiwengo appointment as vice president. Citizens are screwed. Listen, General Bay is the most popular politician on Zimbabwean soil right now. If General Bay runs a political campaign today to be voted in for president tomorrow, General Bay wins. He is too popular. And ED could see that his army general is one of the most popular people in the country. Listen, I even like the motherfucker. That's the problem with Chiwenga. You can't hate the guy who got on the streets and got rid of the police, and the soldiers were so good and courteous to 99.99999% of us. They were taking our kids on tanks and taking selfies. General Bay is so popular, and I can't explain to you guys enough how popular he is. Right? Don't ever get yourself twisted. Chiwenga is popular, and I know what you're saying. Hey, command VP, but I tell you what, in a sense, we now actually have a second arm. We have a fourth arm of government, which is, because obviously you have the military, you have the executive, and you have the parliament. But now you have a fourth arm in government, which is a very popular VP who controls the executive and controls the army. It's a very new dichotomy. Zimbabwe is new political grounds, very, 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 very new political grounds. And if MDC, for example, goes on the streets and campaigns saying we don't want Chiwenga to be VP, they will be decampaigning themselves, because I'm telling you now, whether it's my mom, my dad, my kids, my bae, my ex-wife, it doesn't matter who. General Bay is one of the most popular characters right now on the streets of Zimbabwe. Until he changes, until he does something stupid, he can't be touched. So we're in very, very scary political grounds. Any other comments? The general is, guys, soldiers are getting laid every day here. Soldiers are walking around town, and slave queens and chicks from Bardale and all these nice things are hooking up with soldiers. My nigga, can you imagine? Yep. Hey, Oliver, keep following my feeds. I'll always make sure I show you guys what's on the ground. Like I said, if there's nothing going on and there's nothing for us to talk about, I won't talk about it. But I'll always make sure that the big events and stuff, I make sure I'm there and I can scream it to my peoples. Like I said, we're not as big as some of these other guys. We don't have the 10,000 followers that the Pastor E may have on the live feed. But we, as the Tea Party, we're united. We are the absolute most united people on the ground. The Tea Party is the only people, because even if this flag right now says let's have a meeting in town, 3 people will show up. If the Tea Party says we're going to meet in a bar right now in Harare, 3,000 people can show up. And we've done it a lot of times. If we go to Joburg right now and we say the Tea Party is in Joburg, we fill up entire bars. The Tea Party is a very strong unit. We're very united. And I'm very grateful for all the people who follow us because we're very different. See, Lloyd wants me to add him, but last time I added Lloyd to a stream, he then asked me to take the stream down because it could affect his work. Now, unfortunately, that was a very important video because it's the one where I was actually opening my tap and showing what was coming out. But then to sort of save, make sure that I can't really put him on blast because his employers could see the video and cause him trouble, I had to take the video down. So I really, really, really want to add you, Lloyd. But last time, Wakandi Nyudza. Daniel, yes, there is a Tea Party page. It's called the Zim Tea Party. Please go like the page. We'll use it a lot more in the coming year. Like I said, we started off just as being ourselves. This is, we're not an official party. It's an actual party, as in Tinona Kizwa. It's not a party. I don't know. The Tea Party is an actual party. We're an actual party. I wonder if Tangirai listens to, the electorate made a choice and they want new leaders, but he's still glued to the seat. What's wrong with him? I don't know. Ask Lloyd of Manachiera. But I think Manachiera is now on the side of he must go. I think Lloyd probably too. I think not many sane MDC guys want Tangirai to stay. Listen, if Chamisa is in charge, you'll see me as an MDC. I'll be waving proudly my MDC card next year if Chamisa takes over. So let's hope that he takes over. Guys, thank you very much for everything you've done. Paki is asking me about free healthcare. I told you there's always supposed to have been free healthcare in Zimbabwe. What ED has done now is he's made it in writing so that people can actually not be forced to pay like they were being forced in some clinics in Zvarasekwa and because the clinician, because basically there's no medicines and there's a lot of problems. So it's important to know that the president just packaged something that was there already, but hopefully now it will be followed through. That was the problem. What about the issue of 2 vice presidents? I don't know. You know, Kembo Mahadi is a good guy. He's strong in Matabeleland, and General Bay is extremely popular. So we're at a stage where now that's what we have. Look at it. Let me add you, my brother.